If you go up to our feature story at coasttocoastam.com, you will see what looks like trees on Mars. Natural, erupting trees, are they? Well, they are dust clouds, according to scientists from NASA. They're saying it's just an illusion. Or is it? Richard C. Hoagland, our science advisor, head of the EnterpriseMission.com. That doesn't look like an illusion to me, Richard.
Well, that's not exactly the way you look at it. First of all, it's a color picture taken by the high-rise MRO camera, incredible camera, with basically a big telescope looking down on Mars. The first thing you notice is the pink color of the sand dunes. That's the real color of Mars. That's the dust that's blown around for millions of years because it hasn't rained there in, God knows how long. It's the same color that you see when you take a picture with an amateur telescope and a camera from the Earth. So that's the real Mars. Now, those little dark streaks that are going down the dunes, the NASA caption explains, are really avalanches caused by a combination of CO2 frost melting in the spring, because it's spring now on Mars where this was taken, not far from the North Pole of Mars. And the dunes are revealing darker material underneath the overcoating of dust on the surface caused by the dust storms. And it's kind of like the black basalt beaches of Hawaii, where you put stuff on top of them. If you scrape it off, you get the black basalt underneath. Well, that's what you're seeing here. Now, the key to this, they look like something branchy, but they're not, because there's no shadows. The one thing that has a shadow right in the middle of that picture is a little reddish cloud. That is literally high-rise capturing one of these avalanches in progress, and the cloud is the dust raised by the avalanche as the stuff is cascading down the sand dune. So these really are sand dunes. NASA's really telling us the truth. And the thing that I'm really struck by in terms of this story is how irrelevant it is, really irrelevant, George, to the big thing that space could be doing for humanity tonight in terms of your lead story.
Oh, amazing.
Years ago, my departed friend, Kraft Erica, invented as part of the original NASA program something called Soletta and Lunetta.
What is that?
These are Italian terms for little sun, little moon. These were going to be huge mile-across, mylar reflectors, mirrors, put in space by NASA so that you could refocus the beams on the night side of the Earth, and the rescue workers who literally have to stop because there's no light in Port-au-Prince at all tonight. There's no power. There's no electricity. They've been thrown back to the Stone Age, barely as they are above it when times are normal. These inventions by Kraft Erica, put in place by NASA, could reflect sunlight from out in space down into the darkened agony of Port-au-Prince so that people could continue to rescue people alive in this golden 48 hours, where even if they're trapped in these collapsed buildings, they still are alive and they could be gotten out if someone could see to get to them without heavy equipment, et cetera, et cetera.
And as you know, Richard, we're going to have more and more catastrophes. Probably not a bad idea to work on that. Richard C. Hoagland's website, EnterpriseMission.com, and also darkmission.net. Richard, thank you.